I feel you. I feel you. I feel everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome. Welcome in. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I have lost. I feel like I'm losing my voice right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I feel like I'm losing my voice, man. Why can't we tackle? I think it's a good question, man. Put your arms around the waist. Hold on, son. Exactly. Drop a lung and give it hell. What up, Mike? Monday therapy session, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. No, music too loud. All right, I'll turn it down a little bit. That should be better. That should be better. And like button as you come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, I set the stream for like 12:15, but I was like, screw it. I was like, screw it. Nothing to talk about. Trash. Listen, man. Listen, it is what it is, man. And I hope Broski Bear and all those Chicago fans come in here and troll the fuck out of me. Because we deserve it. I don't deserve it as a content creator and a fan, but this team deserves it. This team deserves to get trolled. This team deserves to get trolled. I mean, I don't even know if that would matter at this point. I don't even know if that would matter. They run away from the run. They run away from the run. I mean, I don't think it's the offensive line that was ass. I really don't. We got this team's injuries are so bad. All I'm gonna say is the guys, we take 2 steps forward, we take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Oh, I know it's coming, Marcos. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I mean, I appreciate everyone in here. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I expect trolls to be coming in. Doug. Oh, man. Nervous with the $10 dono. Because, this team is bad. When fans of 20-plus years of Panthers are starting to question what they're going to do with their Sundays going forward. We are royally fucked. It's bad. It's bad, Nervous. This might be worse. What's up, man? I see you, James Island. Hostiles inbound. Yep. Hostiles inbound for sure. Nervous, shout out to you for that $10 donation. Guys, we've already got over 15 people watching the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button. I'm losing my voice. I went to the Coastal Carolina football game this weekend against Old Dominion and lost my voice yelling at the refs. We won, but I was yelling at the refs for calling some terrible ass calls. Terrible ass calls. Hey, but Nervous. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Nervous for that $10 donation. Appreciate that. This is y'all's Monday therapy session, man. I mean, we might as well just continue to call this Monday therapy, whether it's good or bad. Clay, give me a glimpse of hope if you can. Is there anything we're not doing terrible? Chuba Hubbard, that's your bright spot right now. Trevin Wallace, that's another bright spot. Jalen Coker, that's another bright spot. But that's all I can give you. Play calling has to be better. Like Dave Canales got outcoached. Outcoached. Out freaking coached, man. By Matt Effortless out of anybody. It's hopefully, dang, JSK, don't speak that into the future. I mean, my goodness. Dalton is a punk. Don't speak that negative, JSK. Let's not go that far yet. Don't go that far. All right, let's get right into it. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Again, this team, here is your therapy session that you all need to hear. There is going to be some positives and there's going to be some negatives. Okay? We always right now this team is taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's how we bid. You'll take 2 steps forward, there's always that 1 step back. Yesterday's game sucked. We were sitting here trying not to spiral out of control. And if things turn into worse, then it's going to be panic time. There's a clear difference here in how Panthers fans felt about the offense when Bryce Young versus Andy Dalton under Dave Canales. Like Dalton came in, brought in a much needed spark. And for a brief moment, we thought, hell yeah, this is what modern NFL offense looks like. Then the Bears game happened. Suddenly that spark just turned into a wet matchstick. So the offense was a joke, and it couldn't have come at the worst time right after our hopes started to rise up, right? That the game, a disaster from the jump, bad start, more injuries. Things are only going to get worse as it went on. The moment that game slipped out of our reach was when the Panthers, Kristen Butler's coming in with some funny takes. I like that. Keep pounding has changed to keep figuring it out. Yeah. But the moment the game slipped out of reach, the Panthers, they didn't roll over. They put up the most half-hearted fight you've ever seen. Pick any game from but here's the thing, chat and everybody watching, like pick a game from the last 7 seasons, right? Where this game is worse than that. This game. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Pick out of the last 7 seasons, pick a game that was worse than yesterday. I really want y'all to think about that. Out of the last 7 seasons, what game was worse than this? Or was it maybe the first 2 games? Or was it the first 2 games of this season when it was worse? Roadmaster says the last 2 of last season. The only thing good about yesterday, if you ask me, was the Bears now think there are somewhere near irrelevant, but it's just us. Week 1, all last 2 seasons. Like it felt like this game was a Bryce Young game all over again. Like it couldn't have came at a worse time, though. But this felt like a Bryce Young game, a Matt Rule, and some random quarterback game. Basically, it felt like any Panthers game from our sad recent history. But here's the thing. We've all seen bad teams before. Like, that was a bad game. I'm not ready to call this Panthers team a steaming pile of shit just yet. But they're just not good. They're not trash. We've got to come to expect, if they were truly bottom of the barrel awful, they wouldn't have looked competent against the Raiders. They wouldn't have looked competent against the Bengals. So the only thing I could say for us is that we got to chill for a second and take a step back and look at, instead of digging for silver linings in this shit show, how about we just take a damn breath? There's too much flux to get any sense of what's next. You got injuries? Yeah, we got a lot of those. We need updates before we can even pretend to predict anything for the next week's game against the Falcons. The Panthers lost 6 starters during that game. Yes. Tommy Trimble, Taylor Moton, Jadeveon Clowney, DJ Johnson, Xavier Legette, Austin Corbett. And the injury reports after the game were all over the place. Clowney, Legette, I think they'll be back, but Corbett, dude was in a sling. He said he heard a pop in his bicep. That's never a good sign. I see Broski Bear in the chat. I knew he was coming. Hey, listen, Broski Bear, you deserve all your flowers. You deserve all the flowers. At 1-4, the playoffs are about as realistic as winning the lottery. Let's be honest, this season was never going to be contending. This team was never going to contend. It's about figuring out what the hell we have in Bryce Young, how to build around him, and now the half of the roster's on IR. So it's become more about evaluating this roster to see who sticks next year. And it might even be the first honest rebuild attempt we've seen under David Tepper, our 6-year rookie owner, because that's what he is. He's a rookie owner at this point still. Before we go all full meltdown mode, though, and start screaming for another coach's head, I say let's at least wait for the injury update. Seriously, we're 1 year into another head coaching regime. I don't want to blow things up just yet in that department. Give the offense a few more games. I know it's tough, especially after that embarrassment, but it's way too early to light the torches. But I do want to say this. No, for grace. No, man. No, man. Lay it down. Lay it down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Thank you. We'll talk more about that, Nervish. We'll talk more about that. There have been worse games, but Canales got outcoached. Plain and simple, he got outcoached. For sure. Shout out Clay's doggy. Clay riding Scoob's ass. Hey, you gotta keep your dogs in place, man. You gotta keep them in their place. They'll run all over you. No pun intended. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. There's 25 people watching. I lost my voice this weekend at a Coastal Carolina game. Kristen goes, I miss my favorite Terp. The Terps. Guys, we got over 37 people watching. Make sure you pound that like button. Let me pull up. Let's pull up the stats real quick. Let's go into the game. But I do want to say this. I'm going to keep this one real today for you guys. I do want to say this. Can we just stop pointing fingers and stop blaming on all this? Like, can we just stop blaming? Stop pointing the blame everywhere and just realize that this team was never going to be good? Because I feel like every week there's this new scapegoat for the Carolina Panthers issues. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, I'm tired of hearing this blame. Like, there's always some excuse. We've gone from blaming play calling, offensive line, wide receivers, Ejiro Evero, defensive players, Andy Dalton, Bryce Young. And then all of a sudden, because Bryce Young comes in and makes some plays, we got people on Twitter who's like, we should have started Bryce Young from the beginning. We would have won this game. Shut the fuck up. That's just you being incompetent as a ball knower, as a football fan. Like, shut up. Bryce Young is the answer to all of our problems. Seriously? Has it ever occurred to anyone that just maybe, we're just not that good? Like, I don't understand this. We blame, we point at all this other bullshit, but yet it's the same thing every single freaking week. Like, let's just stop talking about this like this team is not, and we're just not good. We're just not good. Stop saying that we should have started Bryce, or we should have done this, or we should have done that. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. There's a lot of things we should have done. There's a lot of things that this team should have done. But first off, let's talk about the play calling. 1 week, it's brilliant. And then the next, it's like they're just throwing darts at a board of plays. But I'll say this. The Chicago Bears defense, I told y'all, is real. I was worried about their defense. I knew it was good as I thought it was. But Dave Canales ran away from running the ball so early. Chuba Hubbard had 13 carries for 97 yards. Why stop going away from him when in the first play of the game, or the first drive of the game, you punch him in the mouth and you score a 38-yard touchdown with Chuba Hubbard? I get that Dave Canales might have some of these fancy ideas, but we also have a problem of executing any of them when the offensive line is getting absolutely manhandled. Again, if you can't protect your quarterback, for you people that want Bryce Young back in the starting lineup, it doesn't matter if you have the best play calls in the world. You can't call for a 50-yard bomb if your line is holding for 2 seconds. It's all bullshit. This was a bad game by the offensive line. Not going to say that this offensive line is still not one of the best in the NFL, because it is. They've proven it time and time again that it is one of the best in the NFL right now. They just had a bad game. Top 5, top 10 offensive lines, they at least going to have one bad game. Now, we know this offensive line has been a revolving door of disappointment. Seriously, watching them block is like watching. 1 minute they look like the wall of China. The next minute they look like a toddler trying to play dodgeball. Lots of flailing around. But nobody knows what the hell they're doing. If you can't give your quarterback even a moment to breathe, you can forget about any kind of offensive rhythm. So, yeah, that's a huge part of the problem. Wide receivers. Let's not let the wide receivers off the hook. If we want to continue playing, we've got a few decent guys. They just can't seem to get open, make the catches when it counts. And when they do, it's like they're allergic to yards after the catch. Sorry about that. Dogs, man. Dogs. What are you going to do? You love them, you hate them. But back to what I was saying about the wide receiver room. They look great practice. They come in game day, crickets. You want to blame Bryce for not finding the targets? Sure. But what's he supposed to do when they're dropping passes like they're going out of style? Here's another thing. Ever on this defense. What's the plan? What's the game plan? Because it feels like they're just playing a game of let's see how many points we can give up before halftime. They can't tackle. They can't get pressure on the quarterback. Our secondary looks like they're just there for free snacks. It's a recipe for disaster. Dalton, not the answer either. I mean, let's not forget Andy Dalton. Sure, he had some decent moments, but he's not the answer either. He's a stopgap at best, and blaming him for all of the Carolina's offensive issues is just shifting the focus of away from the real issues. Dalton can't fix a broken system, ladies and gentlemen. He can only try to survive in it. But now, here's the thing that pisses me off is that now that we've broke down the mess, here comes the old golden boy all over again, Bryce Young, everyone's Lord and Savior, like he's Jesus Christ. Everyone thinks he's going to swoop in and turn this ship around. Newsflash to all you people. He's a rookie. He's still a rookie, and he plays still like he's won. He made one good play, and everybody's like, we should have started him from the beginning. The potential may still be there. I don't know. I don't see it. Some of you think he's just some magician, but he's not. He's not going to fix this dumpster fire overnight. If he steps onto the field with the same offensive line, same game plan, same play calling disaster, he's going to look just as lost as everyone else is. So let's stop pretending. The bottom line is we suck this year. Get it through you thick heads. Some of you Carolina Panthers fans, get it through your thick head. We suck. Let's stop pretending that this is a simple fix. This team is flawed from the ground up. It's not just about Bryce. It's about the complete overall of how this franchise has operated for the past 8 seasons. This isn't a rough patch. It's a reality check. And we need to all accept that we're just not that damn good. Period. The sooner all you clowns on Twitter that are Panthers fans that thinks Bryce Young's the savior and that this team can still make the playoffs and this team can make a run in the NFC South, until everyone acknowledges that, the better off this fan base will be. Stop acting like one player is going to magically solve everything when the entire system is absolutely broken. Let's face it, Carolina Panthers suck this year, and it's time to own it. Just own it. So sick of it. I'm sick and tired of the BS, man. I'm sick and tired of the BS I see from these from I'm sick and tired of the BS you see on Twitter. I'm sick and tired of these fans that are just not realistic. Just be realistic with yourselves. Just be realistic. I don't understand. I don't understand why no one can just be realistic as a fan. I just don't get it. Like, we just need to be real with ourselves at the end of the day and stop pointing the blame. Stop pointing the blames at this and that. Just accept the reality. Broski Bear. Good stuff. Keep pouncing. Worst record in the NFL. So the Bears get the first round. Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
He needs some milk.
Oh, man.
Gay.
Oh, man. Broski, I appreciate you.
Does he look like a bitch? English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Oh, man. I'm having too much fun with the soundboards today. Carolina just seems to have never valued our good players. It's frustration washing the ball elsewhere. I know. Kristen, I know. It sucks. Marcos Cash is out here fleecing people for break jobs. Sounds like those like Marcos. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. That is messed up.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Oh, man. All right, let's get into some stats. Let's get into some studs, some duds. Let's get into some stars and not so much stars. Go do a little recap. But I just felt the need to really just get you guys to understand. And I want, I hate to be like, I feel like I have to be this hard on Panthers fans because nobody listens. Nah, let me stop playing. Let's here's the thing. All right. Again, this whole game was bad. Okay. Let's go through a recap. Let's do a recap. No, well, not that recap. Let's do. We'll use the game gas. Screw it. Where's the box score? There it is. All right, so we look at this statistically. Let's go look at the Panthers defense first. Let's go look at the Panthers defense. An absolute complete shit show. 1 sack by Charles Harris. He finally got a sack. It was a complete shit show. I mean, I've seen some bad defensive performance in my lifetime, but this one might take the cake. Not necessarily by numbers. Though they gave up over 289 yards in one half. That's pretty damn awful. But watching it live was even worse. Missed tackles everywhere, man. Everywhere. You missed Caleb Williams multiple times. You missed DeAndre Swift multiple times. The coach, the secondary miscommunication multiple times. I mean, DeAndre Swift was turning losses, ladies and gentlemen, into 3 or 4 yard gains. Like it was nothing. Like our D-line got manhandled. Like Nick Scott was out there looking like Colin Jones trying to play safety. Failing miserably. I mean, the pass rush was non-existent. Evero had no answers for anything. The Bears threw at him. It's an absolute dumpster fire on defense. And whether you put the blame on Evero and the scheme, or whether you put it on the personnel and the injuries, I mean, he is working with out there. He's working with practice squad players. That's what they're doing. He's working with practice squad players. But again, the 3-4 defense doesn't work. It does not work with this team. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter about the hurt personnel. I mean, it doesn't really matter about as much as personnel as I do think it does the scheme. I think it's too complex of a scheme. And it just doesn't fit the personnel here. Now, again, he is working with, again, I also have to give Evero some leeway due to the fact of the injuries. But another thing is when we go look at this offense, you got outcoached. When you go look at this Bears team, you got outcoached. Dave Canales got outcoached by Matt Everless. And it was bad. I honestly think that that was the biggest screw up of the day was Dave Canales. His play calling to me was pure garbage. There was no flow. There was no logic. There was no adjustments. We couldn't hit anything besides checkdowns. And his boneheaded decision to dish the run game early, that was just the biggest killer. You know, you got a guy in Chuba Hubbard who's basically almost had he's had 3 100-yard games. Basically. 97 yards. Averaging 7.5 yards a carry. Rips off a 38-yard touchdown in the first quarter, then only gets 4 more carries the entire first half. Are you kidding me? It's like Canales talked about all offseason how we're going to run the ball. That's what we're going to be known for. So I feel like sometimes Canales forgets how football works. And then you got a whole injury list of laundry. You got a laundry list of injuries. You got Austin Corbett out. Jadeveon Clowney is going to be back. Xavier Legette will be back. Deontay Johnson will be fine. Tommy Trimble's probably going to be out with a concussion. And I don't know what's going on with Deontay Johnson or DJ Johnson and Taylor Moton. So, I mean, it just seems like at this point, this organization is just cursed. There's no other way to explain it. Like, if you're desperate for a silver lining here, Chuba Hubbard looked good in the limited touches he got. Rookies, Jalen Coker, and Trevor Lawless looked good. But overall, this is a game that you just need to forget and move on. Because now we're going to go up against a Falcons team who just had a quarterback throw for over 500 yards. And you want to hope for something less embarrassing than the circus we just watched against a Falcons team? Like I said, once this team takes 2 steps forward, there's always a step back. And sometimes maybe more than one. I mean, we just got our ass. In this game, we got our asses handed to us by a team that we helped build. If you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, we helped the Bears build this team by trading away DJ Moore. That helped them get Caleb Williams. The Bears didn't just win. They dragged Carolina through the mud in this whole entire game, but we helped them build the team that they have now. Think about that. And then the game was over before it really even ever started. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to beat the Bears 30 plus. I thought it was going to be closer than what it was. But I picked Carolina to win. But I didn't think we were going to get torched. I didn't think we were going to get decimated. I didn't think we were going to get shitted on. I can tell you that. But we also got, but that's the worst. That's the irony in all of this is that we lost to a team that we helped build. We started out the game basically with a teaser. 6 minutes. You get a 38-yard touchdown out of Chuba Hubbard. You're probably we're all excited for a split second. That didn't last long because after that, the Bears turned on the Jets, dropped 30. They dropped 30 unanswered points. You got a former Panther and DJ Moore. Obviously was on a mission to remind us of what we lost. 5 catches, 105 yards on 2 touchdowns. Talk about a knife to the chest and just turning it. And then you got to think about Caleb Williams, a.k.a. the guy we could have had. Torched us too. Threw for 304 yards. Completed 20 of 29 passes. Made our defense look like a JV high school team all over again. But wait, there's more. The Panthers ground game straight up, or the Bears ground game straight up bullied us. DeAndre Swift, even though 73 yards, But they put a total of 128 between Roshan Johnson. Caleb Williams, of course, had a couple runs. But then DeAndre Swift also had 47 yards receiving, just to rub it in. But here was the moment for me when I knew the game was over. It was pretty much a wrap as was. But I knew when Cario Santos kicked that field goal to put the Bears up 30-7 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter, I knew it was over. I mean, at that point, the Panthers' chances of making any kind of comeback in this game was dead. Just about as dead as our playoff hopes were from the beginning of the season. For all you fans that thought that this team was going to be enough, once again, looks good on paper. But just for the sake of formality, Carolina needed to score on their next drive, right? Now, what happened is instead is they gave us a 4-minute drive that fizzled out at Chicago's 9-yard line, ending with rookie tight end Jadavion Sanders, who I'm starting to question how good this guy really is going to be. Dropping a perfectly good pass from Dalton on a 3rd and goal. We didn't even have the dignity to go for it on 4th down, and we settled for a pathetic 27-yard field goal. Like that was going to save us. All I got to say is the only players that showed up in this game to me was Chuba Hubbard, 13 carries, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. Trevor Wallace, 15 tackles. And then Jalen Coker, the diamond in the rough, the undrafted free agent at a Holy Cross, and a fan favorite, 4 receptions, 68 yards. Now, to me, Andy Dalton yesterday was absolute garbage. He looked sharp back in week 3, but whatever magic he had then was just it was just like it was long gone. 18 for 28, a miserable 136 yards, a pathetic 4.9 yards per throw, and 1 ugly interception. He couldn't hit anything meaningful downfield. It felt like we were watching a bad rerun of all of those Bryce Young-led games where the offense was just stuck in neutral. If Dalton is supposed to be this stabilizer that he's supposed to be, he failed spectacularly this time. Deontay Johnson, where the fuck were you at? 3 catches, 23 yards. You're supposed to be this route god. Right? You had 2 solid weeks. You just pulled a disappearing act. He got 3 passes, 23 yards on 6 targets after putting up over 205 receiving yards in the week 3, week 4. Just a complete letdown. And maybe it's not all on Deontay Johnson, okay? Because Dalton was terrible. All right, but Johnson's got to find a way to make more of an impact if he wants to stay relevant. Kristen, they must have got some of Diddy's baby oil and put it on their hands because that's how many drops this team's had. It's so bad. It's really that bad. with the drops. Let's see. Trying to see if there's anything in here that I wanted to talk about, but I don't see anything. But one of the biggest things, though, again, that this Carolina Panthers team is dealing with, and it was part of the issue, is the issue too, is that we have a huge injury problem with this team. I mean, you literally could call this the MVP of the game, the injury bug, because it continues to wreck this team. You got Xavier Legette out, shoulder. Tommy Trimble, concussion. Austin Corbett, bicep. Taylor Moton, elbow. All leaving the game, which already adds to the existing list of guys like Derek Brown, Shaq Thompson, Josie Jewell, Jordan Fuller. No wonder we got steamrolled for 424 yards and 36 points. I just still don't understand from this game, guys, when I look at this, and I'm looking at it now. What I don't understand, chat, and maybe you guys can help me understand, okay? But why did we run? Why do we run away from running the football so early? I don't understand. J69 goes in. I see you, big dog, as a Bears fan. I appreciate you being here and subscribing, even though you're a Bears fan. I really do appreciate it. J69 right now, if Carolina was drafting, we'd be the sixth pick. We'd be the sixth pick. Carolina's got a lot of draft capital already, but I want to add more to it. But J69, I appreciate you joining, man. I get that Dave Canales is still a rookie head coach, but what the fuck are we doing abandoning from the run so early? I just don't understand. I understand he's a rookie head coach, and maybe he deserves a little slack on some questionable calls. But you talk about this team being a run-heavy offense, and you abandon the run in this game. Like, that's just dumb as hell to me. Like, that's one thing that was working for us was the ground game. So Chuba was tearing it up, averaging 7.5 yards per carry, right? Racked up 97 yards, so on and so forth. Okay? I appreciate that, Debo Sam. I appreciate that. Thank you for not coming in here and trolling, even though y'all have every right to do so. But this team as a whole was getting 66.3 yards per carry. Yet, despite that, you get your rookie head coach abandons the run game early, and I just, to me, don't understand. And I don't know if I ever will. Throwing the ball way more than necessary. All right. Sure, they're down multiple scores, but when your run game is the only thing that's keeping you afloat, you just don't ditch it. And maybe if they stuck with the run game, they could have kept our trash ass defense off the field for longer, and maybe less embarrassing. And it probably would have been a less embarrassing loss, chat. Guys, do me a favor. Let's get a goal. I got a live goal of 50 likes right now. All right. Where are we at on the live likes right now? Brett, damn, y'all suck at liking the like button. I'm start trolling y'all for the like button. Debo Sam, yes. Our offensive line has been ranked top 5, top 10, actually all 4 weeks. They were top 4. Like top 10, top 5 in the 2 weeks. They were top 5, top 10 in the other 2 weeks. So we started out in the top 10, believe it or not. Guys, do me a favor, smash that like button. All right. Appreciate it. But again, our defense, again, our defense is crippled, man, and it's clueless. And Dan Morgan might have thought he was playing some kind of 4D chess with this offseason roster moves and decisions. But the reality here is that this defense is a dumpster fire. And I don't know if you can point all the blame on the Guerrero. Like, again, they were already struggling before. They had all these injuries. They're now one of the worst units in the league. When they finished top 4 and top 10 in certain categories last year, believe it or not. But this team has never, ever been able to stop the run ever since we transferred to a 3-4 defense. They can't generate pass rush. They can't communicate. The secondary doesn't communicate well. It's ugly. The secondary has been the only group that really has shown us some decency together. But that means nothing when the front 7 gets bulldozed every day. Caleb Williams, in just his rookie season, made our defense look like a bunch of scrubs because his mobility and off-schedule playmaking, he made the Panthers defense look completely lost. If they can't handle a rookie quarterback, how do you think we're going to do when we go up against Patrick Mahomes that rolls into town the next few months? Yeah, think about that. Think about when Patrick Mahomes will be rolling into Charlotte, North Carolina in the next few months. Yeah, brace yourself. It's not all on Evero as the defensive coordinator. I will say I am going to give him some leeway. But the personnel has been left with its basically backups and practice squad level guys at this point. That's why the defense has zero chance of stopping big plays, especially in space or on the ground. Now, it doesn't ever help either, though, when Dave Canales is running away from running the ball and you don't keep your offense on the field, again, more than 2 minutes. It's an execution nightmare on both sides of the ball, and it's only getting worse. This team is going nowhere fast, ladies and gentlemen. Between the stupid decisions on offense, a broken down defense, the injuries are stacking up like bad debt. Things aren't looking good. But people will say, well, at least we got Bryce Young, but we've got Trevin Wallace, but we've got Chuba Hubbard. Who gives a fuck? Stop being, that's the thing that I don't understand. This fan base needs to stop being player lovers and start being team lovers. That's the issue with Carolina. They choose players over the whole organization and team as a whole. If I wouldn't be mad if Carolina decided to literally fire everybody, get rid of all the talent on this team, and completely started fresh. I wouldn't be mad at it at this point. Because honestly, at this point, that seems like the best solution. But let's just be real, everyone, and let's get real, and everybody get it through your thick head. The Panthers are just plain bad this year. They are not a good team. They're just not good. I'm going to tell you once, and I'm going to tell you again. All right? I'm going to tell you once, and I'm going to tell you again. Stop pretending that this is a simple fix. This team is flawed from the ground up. It's not just about Bryce Young. It's not just about Dan Morgan. It's not just about Dave Canales. It's not about Ajira Evero. It's not about Shaq Thompson. It's not about J.C. Horn, Derek Brown. It's not just about these guys. It's about a complete overhaul on how this franchise operates. This isn't just a rough patch. It's a reality check. When are we all going to start listening to me? I've been saying this. We need to accept the fact that we're just not that damn good. And the sooner all you dumbasses as Panthers fans, and I'm sorry, I'm calling you all out until y'all all acknowledge that what I just said, we need to accept that we're just not that damn good this year. The sooner you guys acknowledge that, the better off this fan base is. The better off this organization is. Stop acting like one player is going to solve everything when the entire system is broken. Just face the facts that the Carolina Panthers suck this year. And it's time to own it. Yeah, we got some bright spots here and there. We got some bright key players here and there. Whoop-de-doo. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Because honestly, this fan base is so torn in between, they don't know if they're coming or going. This fan base doesn't know if they're coming or going. What I mean by that is they don't know if they want to tank and try to get the number 1 overall pick, or they don't know if they want to keep Bryce Young or trade him. They don't know if they want to win. They don't know because, again, they're torn in between so many things. At this point, you continue to let things play out the way that they are. You continue to play Andy Dalton. You let Bryce Young sit. I still think if you want to salvage anything left of that young man that you trade, that you help the Bears build the franchise they do have, which they have a quarterback that we could have had in Caleb Williams. But y'all just got to acknowledge that this team is just not good right now. It's a painful reality check, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't like calling people's names. I like people calling them dumbasses. They're not dumbasses. They're fans. They're emotional fans. But the ones that I just can't stand are the ones that choose the players over the organization as a whole. Last time I checked, there's 53 men on this roster, and they all can contribute somehow to get you to that promised land. Not just one guy. Not just a Brian Burns. Not just a Frankie Louvu. Not just a Stephon Gilmore. Not just a DJ Moore. Not just a Christian McCaffrey. Not just a Bryce Young. Yeah, and I was naming players that used to be on this team. But I'm just saying, we have fans of this organization that are fans of these other players that are on other teams that played here. I don't care about Christian McCaffrey anymore. He's not a Carolina Panther. I don't care about DJ Moore. anymore. He's not a Carolina Panther. If he's not on this team, that player is not on this team, I don't care. Now, unless it's fantasy football, then that's a different story for another day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. They're gone. I gotta look at what I got now. But we got too many fans out here that are player lovers over the team as a whole. Like I said, the last time I checked, there's 53 men on this roster, and they all have to contribute somehow. It's just a painful reality check, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, and it's just like I said to all you Panthers fans watching me, just stop thinking that this is going to be an easy fix. Stop thinking that this is only going to be a 2 to 3 year rebuild. This could end up being a 5-year rebuild, ladies and gentlemen. It may be even a 7-year rebuild at most. But don't be surprised at this point. Again, this team is flawed from the ground up. But y'all got to stop being player fans, man. Start being a team fan. Because it's not just about Bryce Young. It's not about just Andy Dalton. It's not just about Deontay Johnson. It's not just about Xavier Legette. Not just about Davian Lewis. It's not just about Robert Hunt. It's about a complete overall of how this franchise operates. This isn't just a rough patch. I want y'all to understand this. It's a reality check for all you Panthers fans. We need to accept that we're just not that good. And we're not going to be for a while. And the sooner everyone acknowledges that, the better off we'll be as fans. Again, stop acting like one player is going to solve everything when the entire system is broken. Just face it. Face it. The Carolina Panthers suck this year. They're going to suck again probably next year. It's just time to own it. It's just time to own it. And I hate to be that guy. And I hate to be that guy to tell you this. Because I'm normally been Mr. Optimism. Been Mr. Well, we got this. We got that. If we look at the rest of this schedule for the Carolina Panthers, I don't know if I see another win. Atlanta. I mean, I'm going to break that down. By the way, show a live stream 8 p.m. Wednesday night. Will be with a Falcons content creator of the NFC South Roundtable. If you don't tune into that, tomorrow night, the NFC South Roundtable, 7 p.m. EST, live on YouTube on the NFC South Roundtable by Roundtable Sports. Make sure you go over there, like and subscribe. I'll be on there with my co-host, Big Smitty. That's with he's the Atlanta Falcons content creator. We also got TJ from the Saints Panthers, or the Saints State of the Saints podcast, and then we've got Mr. Bucks Nation for the Buccaneers. So go check it out. But I will also be live with Big Smitty on 8 p.m. EST Wednesday night. We're going to be breaking it down. Again, the only games that I see that Carolina may have a chance is when we go to Germany against New York and Really, that's it. Like, I don't even see Forest City or Forest City Kitty. That Arizona game, I don't see it. And you may get, and the only other chance I see is maybe Denver. But the rest of this schedule, Denver and New York, but that's really it. Like, you look at this schedule, I see 2 wins left. And that's if that. And we're at Denver and versus New York. But Denver beat the brakes off of, as a team that can beat the brakes off of you. You look what they did to Tampa. New York, we really can't sleep on them because they just beat Seattle. I mean, it looks very, looking at the rest of the schedule of the Carolina Panthers, it looks very, that's bad. I mean, this could be it really, really bad. What are they doing out there, man? It just looks very glim to me. Not much hope. Not much hope, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, we've got over 27 likes. Help me reach my live goal of 50 likes or more. What the hell's going on outside? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Something, they're doing some work outside my house. I'm like, what the hell is that? But, you know, looking at this schedule, man. Yeah, it just looks, it looks dark. It's going to get worse. I think it's going to get worse. Again, something I said before. It's going to get worse before it gets better. We need all the picks we can get in this upcoming draft. The next one, too. What kind of player do you want the Panthers draft in first round? Well, here's the thing right now. I'll tell you guys this. You look, if we go look at the Carolina Panthers draft, right? We go look at the Carolina Panthers draft right now. We're first round pick, we're picking 6th at this current moment. We're picking 6th overall. I say we take that 6th pick and we try to get 2 first round picks. And move back in the draft and get 2 first round picks for that 6th pick. Because I would go and get a defensive lineman, a 3-4 tech, nose tackle. If we're going to continue to run this 3-4 defense, give me a true nose tackle and give me a pass rusher. I'm going after both of those. But I'm getting draft capital out of that 6th pick. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm getting my my quad getting fixed. Fixed, got Sunday covered. There you go. Appreciate the donation, James Allen. Yo, bird up. You know, Clay, looking forward to the collab on Wednesday. Yeah, man. It's going to be good. I'm probably not going to have anything good to say about my team. So y'all can just go ahead and skip the shit talking. I'll just do it for you. Number 11 from A&M is nasty, but they run a 4-3. Yep. Yeah, well, if we're looking at mock draft boards right now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. I'm trying to see if I can pull up a mock draft board. Alberta, I'm looking forward to it, man. It'll be an honor to come on over there with you guys. All right, mock draft, NFL mock draft. Let's see. So right now, I'm going to just, I can't believe I'm doing this early in the season, but here you go. I can't believe we're doing this early of the season, but we are. Good God, I'm working on something out there. I mean, just hammering it. Okay, save. Updating the layout. There we go. So this is Carolina right now. They're at the 6th pick if we're drafting now. They've got the 6th pick. Right now, they've got the 37th pick in the 2nd round. They've got the 70th pick, which is like the 6th pick in the 3rd, right? Then you got 107th in the 4th. You got a 142 in the 5th and a 150 in the 5th. You've got 180, which is in the 6th. And then you've got 220, 225 in the 7th round. So they've got a lot. That's how many draft picks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like if I'm them, I'm taking this 6th pick. Who's got 2 first-round picks? There's got to be a team that's got 2 first-round picks. San Fran got 2 first-round picks? No. What does Cincinnati got? They got the 2nd pick. So no, I want someone below us. That's what I was talking about. NFL Panthers 94. Trading back. I don't think anybody this year has 2 first-round picks, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't even look like they've got 2 first-round picks on any team in here has 2 first-round picks. Let's see. Buffalo? No. Nobody. Nobody's got 2 first-round picks right now. So, I mean, for me, maybe I try to trade back. I mean, the 49 or the Raiders might be a team to go look at. Where's the Raiders at? Go with this. Yeah, but I wanted to go 2026. I don't know. Maybe at 1st and the 2nd, but there's no 2 first. Nobody has 2 first-round picks. I was gonna say if you could get 2 first-round picks in the 1st, you might be able to get someone to budge on that. But it don't look like anybody's got 2 first-round picks. So I was gonna say if someone had like a 18th, like a 15th and a 22nd pick or something, you could take that 6th pick and trade it. But I can't believe we're already looking at mock drafts. So I guess I might as well just go ahead and start getting my draft boards ready so we can start doing them. I mean, it's unfortunate, but this is where we are as Panthers fans. You know, this is where we are. And it's unfortunate. So that's the life of a Panthers fan. Exactly. Kristen comes in and says, I think Evero's going to be gone, in my opinion. It'll depend on the coach. I hate the 3-4 defense. It needs to be switched back, Kristen. It needs to be switched back to the 4-3 defense. Phil Snow looks like a better defensive coordinator than Ajiro Evero does right now. It's sad. Maybe. I just don't know how much you're going to get for him. That would be crazy. Guess I'm going to have to start. The Fight for Jesus says, go ahead, Clay. Start doing it up. Go ahead and start doing it up. I mean, I might as well. You know what I mean? I might as well. Might as well just go ahead and get my draft boards together. Might as well go ahead and get them together because, again, it's just like Forest City Kitty said, man. That's the life of the Panthers fan, man. It's the life of the Panthers. So, guys, make sure you pound that like button. Make sure we get up to 50 or likes or more. I would greatly appreciate that. Let's see here. What's up, Antonio? I appreciate you joining, man. Glad you got in. We're about to shut this bad boy down. About to shut this bad boy down here shortly. Yeah, I mean, the top edge rusher in the draft, in my opinion, I mean, if we're looking for an edge defender, I mean, it was just somebody alluded to Nick Sorton out of Texas A&M is good. I like what I've seen from him. Right now, he's probably the top edge rusher in this draft. Or LT Overton out of Alabama is another good one. Abdul Carter out of Penn State's a good one. I'm trying to think of someone else. Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State's a good one. Mikel Williams out of Georgia's a good one. I thought James Pierce Jr. I think is good. I don't think he's a first round pick. I don't think James Pierce Jr. is a first round pick. A lot of people that don't talk about this guy enough is Donovan. The guy out of Boston College. His name's Donovan. Aziruku, something crazy like that. He's a good one. Even that other guy for Texas A&M, Shamar Stewart's a good one. You also got to remember Landon Jackson out of Arkansas, JT, another guy out of Ohio State, JT Tumiolalu. I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name correctly. And then, of course, you got to think about my guy in South Carolina, Kyle Kennard's another good one. There's a guy coming after him that's going to be good out of there. There's a lot of good edge defenders in this draft. I saw I think it was Kristen Butler in the chat saying that we should go get a center in this draft. The center position in this draft, and I was looking at it the other day, is very slim. The top two guys is Jonah Monahan out of USC, Southern Cal. And I think the other guy was Parker Brailsford out of Alabama. So the center position they're like, for their ranking for the center position is like 3rd round picks. So yeah, they're not very high. They're not very highly talented centers in this draft. This draft is mainly corners and edge rushers. Those are probably the top 2 positions in this next coming draft. Travis Hunter is one of them. Will Johnson, Benjamin Morrison, Siobhan Ravel out of ECU. Benjamin Morrison's out of Notre Dame. Who's a good one? I'm trying to think. Denzel Burke is another one out of Ohio State. That's a good one. Jade Burton out of Texas is another good one. I'm trying to think if there's someone I'm missing. The guy out of Arizona, Davis, Takario Davis. That's another good corner. He would fit here very well because of his height. He's a tall corner. Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky is another good one. Trying to think of guys off the top of my head. Of course, Travis Hunter, that would be a once in a lifetime talent in that out of those corners. Wide receivers, another big one in this one. You got McMillan out of Arizona. You got Burden out of Missouri. Bond out of Texas. You got Emeka Ibuka out of Ohio State. You've got A.O. Manor out of Stanford. I would say Juice Wells out of Ole Miss, but I'm not a fan of Juice Wells. Kyron Lacey's another good one out of LSU. Everin Stewart's a good one. I like Torrey Horton out of Colorado State. I like J. Michael Sturdivant out of UCLA is a good wide receiver. So there are some good wide receivers in this upcoming draft, but I still think the edge and the corners are going to be good. Interior defenders, you better be looking at Michigan. Interior defenders, you better be looking at Michigan. Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. Deion Walker out of Kentucky is another one. TJ Sanders out of South Carolina is a good one. Talik Williams is another good one out of Ohio State. Linebackers, because we're probably going to have to look at linebackers. No, of course, Danny Stutzman out of Oklahoma is a good one. Jahad Campbell's a good one. Harold Perkins, Jalon Walker, Landon Barton, Jack Kaiser, Barrett Carter. There's some decent guys in the linebacker room, but not much. Halfbacks, of course you've got Ashton Jeanty, Quashawn Judkins out of Ohio State's a good one. Ollie Gordon, Trayvon Henderson. Really, that's really it. Trevor, I mean, you could go after Trevor Etienne, but he doesn't wow me. Malachi Starks would be a good one too. Looking at some of these other guys. But yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a day. I want to say this once, and I'm going to say it again, ladies and gentlemen. Carolina just sucks this year. Okay? They just suck. Let's stop thinking that this is going to be fixed overnight. This team is flawed from the ground up. It's not just about one player. Okay? It's about complete overhaul of how this franchise operates. This isn't just a rough patch. It's a reality check. We need to accept that we're just not that damn good. Period. So as sooner as this fan base and these other delusional fans acknowledge that, the better. Stop acting like one player is going to fix everything. It's just time to own up to it. We suck. We stink. It's going to take some time to get this back on track. So the only thing I can say is face reality, be realistic with yourself, and just realize we stink, but have patience. And I know putting those two together has got to be probably one of the hardest things to do as a fan of this team. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. These are only things I ask that you do. You know, everything's free. So all you got to do is this. And shout out to Roundtable Sports. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. EST on Roundtable Sports, the NFC South Roundtable. Make sure you go check them out.
Roundtable Sports Network brings you NFL divisional debate coverage on a weekly basis from your favorite content creators across YouTube, featuring the AFC East Roundtable live Monday and Wednesday evenings, the AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST, the NFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST, the NFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST, the AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST, the NFC North Roundtable live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST, the AFC North Roundtable live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST, the NFC East Roundtable live Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. Roundtable Sports, real coverage from real fans.
So yeah, guys, make sure you go check that out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, no problem. Flame for Jesus. I probably should stop cussing, but it's very hard for me not to. It's very hard. I got a sailor's mouth, but when this team is as bad as it is, and you got delusional fans out there, I'm just trying to be real with people and I want people to just own up to it. So sorry for losing my voice, but it's going to come back. I'm very raspy right now, but it's coming back. So yeah, and of course I'm always honest. I'm always real. We're just a bad team, and I just want people to realize that and stop thinking that this is just going to turn around this season. It's just not. It's just not. You might see glimpses of hope, but it isn't going to turn it around completely. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, like, subscribe, follow me on all my socials. Check out BetUS. Sign up for free today. They'll match up to your first 3 bets up to $2,000. They'll actually match 125% bonus on your first bets as well. So sign up for free today. Go check it out. Feel free to join the Discord, connect with me, connect with the Rockstar community. All of that's for free. So appreciate you guys. And again, as always, keep pounding. Peace.